Chatterjee, Distinguished Minister of Higher Education and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of West Bengal, Sri Ajit Balakrishnan, Chairperson, Board of Governors, IIM Calcutta, Professor Shaibal Chattopadhyay, Director IIM Calcutta, Professor Bodhibrata Nag, Professor Sudeep Chaudhary, Professor Monish Thakur, Professor Piyush Mehta, distinguished members of the Board of Governors, deans of the institutes, faculty members, officers, staff, dear students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed happy to have this opportunity to be amidst you on this 52nd annual convocation of Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. When I entered into the campus, it was a pleasant scene for me to see. I came here before once. You have maintained the natural beauties, the distinct scenario, green lustre, and at the same time have addition to the physical infrastructures requiring constructions and other activities to meet the requirements of higher education at the global level. I congratulate you for this aesthetic sense. Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta is a leading institute. Established on 14 November 1961, incidentally, that date is the birthday of the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Name of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru comes to the mind of every sensitive minds, because he is not only the architect of modern India by ensuring, having introduced the responsible constitutional parliamentary system, ensuring the functioning of this system by establishing the appropriate institutions which support and strengthen this system, independent judiciary, free press, sensitive and alive citizenship, and allowing an atmosphere of free debate, discussions, of course dissent, but not conflict and confrontation. On several occasions in the past few months, whenever I get the opportunity, I place my views before the sensitive minds of the students, teachers, faculty members, and those who are in management, that our academic environment and institutional atmosphere should be free from violence, not only free from physical violence, but also of mental violence. Indians, as Professor Amartya Sen said, may be described as argumentative, but it can never be said that we are intolerant. And particularly, the seat of our higher academic institutions which are always known for its liberalism, confluence of various thoughts, ideas, disciplines, and views. Not today. Since 6th century BC, Takshashila was one of the highest seat of learning. Takshashila, Nalanda, from 3rd century BC to 12th century AD, Bikramshila, Bharavi, Somvihar. Ancient India's universities which attracted mighty minds in the form of teachers, students, researchers, scholars, and truly became the confluence of civilizational thoughts, ideas, and excellence. I do believe what Mahatma Gandhi observed once. I would not like to close my windows. Let ideas from various parts of the world blow through my room, though I refuse to be off my leg and blown off. No problem. If you keep your foot firmly on your ground, you need not necessarily be blown off by ideas from outside. But why? There should not be various thoughts. As in the garden, 100 flowers blossom. Why not 100 schools of thought contained in the university campuses, in the places of higher learning? Let there be debate. Let there be disagreement. Let there be dissension. But let not there be confrontation, not there be intolerance. To my mind, this is essential for reaching the standards we want to achieve as at par with global standard. I myself, almost 5 years ago, while addressing the convocation at Kharagpur IIT, I have just taken over a few months back as the presidential office of the 13th President of India. I told them that so far I find from the records, campus recruitment, not only in Kharagpur IIT, but almost in all IITs, IIMs, NITs, are quite excellent, almost 100%. No dearth of job of the graduates of IITs, NITs, and IIMs. But how is it? Who can run the big multinational companies and the institutions which produce them do not find place as per the rating arrangements of the international reputed rating agencies? And I carried this point almost like a parrot to every academic congregation, and I am happy today to say, on the eve of my departure from the office of the Presidency of India, that couple of Indian institutions, central universities, IITs, are coming up and they are occupying their rightful place as per the list of the international rating agencies. Similarly, I do feel it would be possible for you to create such atmosphere which we had almost for 1500 years 1300 years. Even after the consolidation of the colonial rule in 1856-57, after the first war, before the first war of independence, when 3 chartered universities were established, Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay, free thinking, expression of liberal views, expression of dissension were the characteristics of the higher learning, higher education system in India. Therefore, what we achieved in past and what we have achieved not only in remote past, but even in the distant past, why can't we have it in our institutions today? Let us commit ourselves that yes, we will accept the criticism of others as argumentative, but let us not be described by others as intolerant. I do hope this will be acceptable to you. Dear students, Convocation is no doubt a landmark event in your life. You have received what you deserve by your hard work. It's a day of satisfaction for you, for your teachers, for your family members. You have achieved success. You have been recognized for your hard work. Your family members, guardians, parents, friends will be happy that their expectations of investing in you has been fulfilled. Teachers will be equally happy because they have put their own labor, effort, mentorship in building you up what you are today. Dear students, when you leave the portal of your alma mater, I have no doubt, you will feel little hesitant, little uncertain, because so long you were under the fostering care of your teachers, of your mentors. But when you enter into the real life, there will be nobody to guide you. But you need not be, because the lessons you have learned, the skills that has been injected in you, the knowledge you have acquired will help you to overcome all the troubles in life. You need not forget even for a moment that you are the product of the IIM Calcutta. You are the product of the hard work of excellent academic community, your faculty members. You are the product of your own hard work that will be suffice to inject the confidence which you require to have. Truly, we are living today in the global village. It is no longer in the imagination. Whatever be the fault, in the post-Second World War era, one fact is certain as a student of history. Perhaps I can claim modestly that the second half of the last century has been glorious from viewpoint of technology, and it is being carried on till today. World has become one, not only by establishment of United Nations Organization or IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, or by IMF. But the world has come together through internet, through communication revolution, through mobile telephoning. The world is at your palm. Yes, these are no doubt advantageous. But at the same time, these are also disruptive forces. New technology always creates disruption, and it is the challenge for those who are applying this technology to themselves, to the society, to accept the challenge and solve all the correlated consequential problems which the new technology bring along with its disruptive effects. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, management education, you are one of the pioneers. It began with the process of industrial revolution, which we started much late. If we look at the graph of India's economic development, in the first 50 years of the last century, Indian economy grew at an average rate of less than 1%. Hardly there was any industrialization. Whatever was established by the colonial masters were only to serve their interest, but basically the country was supplier of raw materials and consumers of finished products from abroad. Before the East India Company came to India, that means before 1600 AD, India contributed almost 16% of the world GDP. But 190 years colonial rule, it left India totally drained off. And this view is not in the post-colonial analysis. As early as in the latter part of the 19th century, one of the eminent Indians, Dadabhai Naoroji, when he was elected to the House of Commons in 1887, in his speech in House of Commons, was captioned as drainage of resources from India. And as a student of history, we had to read that chapter. Therefore, what I feel today, that you are the products of the era of internet, product of the globalized India, product of the rapid changes in the technology. Therefore, it's your responsibility to ensure that the changes which are taking place, which are affecting you, your brothers and sisters, where you are living, your society, your own life, brother's life, sister's life. And it's a tremendous responsibility that this transformation goes with least difficulties. You have acquired the knowledge, you have the skill, you have the professional approach, and with these qualities, I am quite confident you will be able to achieve success in your future life. I have departed little from the written text of my speech, Mr. Director, and I apologize to it. Of course, my written text of my speech will be given to you because it is the normal practice to read out a speech in the convocation because it is the convocation address. But being a fellow Calcuttan and being a son of the soil, I thought that I should frankly express some of my views, and I speak out of my heart. If I have touched anybody's sentiment, I apologize for it. But I do believe, I am repeating what I said earlier. I am ready to accept that I am argumentative, but I am not ready to accept that I am intolerant. India is a land of tolerance. India is land of Buddha. India is land of Gandhi. India is land of Ashok. India is land of Chaitanya. We accept, we absorb, we adore, we embrace. We don't reject anybody. Please keep that in mind. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, particularly my young friends who are beaming with ideas. I see their gleaming eyes. I congratulate you for your success. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.